So today we've just done an outreach march in London. We started off at Marble Arch and we're in amongst all the people protesting about the ongoing situation in Gaza and Palestine, and they were a bit sort of unsure of us because they thought we were taking their limelight, but once they saw what we were about and they saw that we were essentially acting in good faith, and they were worried that we were there to steal their limelight, and we weren't. So anyway, we walked off and went through town, and we got some strange reactions. I was carrying a board saying that, can a man be a woman? And it seemed to be very polarizing, particularly for the younger generation, which sort of tells you how they're being, I guess the word is indoctrinated, because to me, a man clearly cannot be a woman. I mean, people can take surgical measures and so on, but it doesn't change your essential essence, right? And that people thought we were transphobes, we got sworn at. But obviously, as always, there was a mixed response. For all the subjects we do, there's a mixed response. We gave out a lot of flyers. It's interesting to just see the public reaction and see where people are at. A lot of parents were taking flyers. And essentially, I don't think there's many people who can disagree with the fact that we do want to stop sexualising our kids. I think, broadly speaking, a lot of people do not think this is happening. And for those of people who are in, people would say to like trans rights, as we're walking down the street, they say trans rights and that kind of thing. They're not really aware of how young some of this information is being presented to children and how it's coming into storybooks that children read and textbooks that they use, and how it forms people's minds and maybe causes some confusion unnecessarily, where we know that there are a certain proportion of people who have sort of gender dysphoria or some kind of innate maybe physical or mental issue with their being, but it's been foisted upon children, and that's the problem we have issue with. And I think that everybody of any sort of sense would agree with us there, in the sense that we don't want to be confusing young people. We don't want to be introducing them to things before their time. And I think that's just basic common sense. And it always used to be common sense that you don't introduce children to sexual material before they're of age. So that's where we're at here, and that's what we've been talking about. And we're here in London outside the BBC.